Coach, it's about 6 o'clock. You guys will go out there for warm-up in just a little bit. From now to then, what do you normally do? And when you're out there during warm-up, what do coaches do? They talk behind paper all the time and they share secrets. What do you actually get done during warm-up?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not out there. I'll have our assistant coaches go out there and get their lines. Really just getting their lineup. Yeah, that's really what it comes down to, is see who's in, who's out for them. You know, you see stuff on, through the media that, what their coaches are saying on what their lineup is, but until we see them out there, We're not confirmed yet. So, and then we'll start going through it, and they come back, our matchups for that night, and going through some things that we need to do against certain players. But a lot of it is through those assistant coaches that find the lineup. After
you leave us here, what will you do?
I'll go in there and kind of just relax for a few minutes, and then before you know it, it's go time. So this is kind of a little bit of a quiet time after we finish our meetings. Our assistant coaches right now are working on their pre-scouts for Seattle. We'll get started, a little bit of a head start right now. We have games on, so we're watching other NHL teams. I may start prepping for Seattle just a little bit. It's hard for me to kind of move on to the next game when we haven't started this game. So a lot of it is focused on things we need to see tonight from our team.
This season with the Olympics and the condensed schedule, we're already going a million miles an hour, but especially during a season like this, and you as a father and a husband, how do you even try to manage a work-life balance?
Yeah, it's hard. And when I first kind of got into the National Hockey League, talking to some coaches, that's the one thing that they said is you won't see your family very often. And it's tough, but my wife is a rock star as far as keeping everything at home in order, and we have two little ones. So when it is a chance to get home and we're at home, it's nice to kind of get away a little bit. And then what's nice being on the West Coast at 4 o'clock, there's games on, and my little guy wants to sit there and watch a game with me, which is kind of beneficial. But yeah, it's a lot. It's the schedule this year, especially. It's every other day. There's not much time to review. There's not much time to really look forward. You just kind of try to stay where your feet are.
The team has given us some great outcomes, some great storyline type games this year. I think about the win in Toronto, the game here against the Mammoth. Mac had the Hattie to seal it off. The game in Minnesota against the Wild. But that Pittsburgh game, my goodness, and it felt a lot. I know you weren't here in 2019, but to see a Shark player get hurt, and 2 players get hurt, but especially there at the end, and to almost see the revenge start to take place, and the boys to wake up and make a dent, and you're like, well, if you've come this far, and it's 5-3, now it's 5-5, you got to go out and win the game after that. How does that sit with you? You'll never be able to forget that game.
No, that will be a one we remember forever, for sure. And it just had a real interesting feeling, even after the second period. I know this thing was 5-1 at the time. We didn't feel out of it. For whatever reason, we didn't think we were playing as bad as the scoreboard looked.
Right.
And we were getting some really good looks, and we just kept saying that we just got to get one here. And obviously, with Smitty going down, we kind of rallied around that. Mac jumps in there. And a lot of times when that happens to a young team, you can kind of have real emotion of letdown when you lose one of your teammates, and we really rallied around it. And it was obviously a special game, a special comeback for sure.
You recognize, though, the parallel from that game, and I know a lot of fans here remember that 2019 round 1 game 7 against Vegas. You realize that it's almost identical. One's a regular season, but it had that feel.
Yeah, it did.
Really did.
Brought us together, I think, even more, and gave us more confidence.
So, if something is special happening here this season, if something special is happening right now in front of our eyes, when will you know it?
When's the last game of the year? Probably at the end of it all. Again, you got to really stay focused and day to day, and be really, like I said, be where our feet are. We'll let the outside, and you guys can get excited, and I appreciate that, and I think that's important. But I think the second you get comfortable is where things can slip. So we tell our players we got to be, getting comfortable being uncomfortable, and we got to keep pushing that envelope and stay where our feet are. We have a really good team here in Dallas tonight. This is an important game for us to continue to grow our team, but we're going to stay at right where our feet are. We've done some really good things this year. We have seen some guys blossom. We've come together as a group, but there's still a long way to go.
I thought it was also cool on the road trip. You had to bring in an e-bug. Now, I know that probably wasn't your favorite thing to do, and Askey was under the weather, but Justin Kolkowski is a geologist? You guys all heard that story, right? So how do you and your staff and the players, how do you make that experience special for him and at the same time hope that he never sees one puck during a game? You know what I'm saying? Like, Ned, you were in there no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, we just made him feel at home, and everyone went in there, and he came in, and we welcomed him. He gave him his jersey to take home, and his family was coming to the game. He had 2 young kids, so I think it was a moment he'll never forget.
Yeah.
We wish we could have kind of won a game there and maybe give him the shark mouth, but he was a real trooper of doing that, and I know something that he'll remember for sure.
And it is changing next year, right, with the new
Yeah.
CBA, so that each team is going to have a permanent emergency backup goalie, and that person travels, so there won't be that random, oh, hey, you're joining us tonight. So kind of an end of a cool era, but I'm glad, hopefully that's the last one of the year.
Yeah.
Was that a weird phone call to make? You got to make the call at one point, right?
Yeah, we had obviously Mike was on the road trip, so
Yeah.
Mike and I had an idea that this was kind of probably going to go down that path, and with Askey being a little bit under the weather,
Yeah.
so it is what it is. You just roll with the punches.
You know, I feel like watching the Sharks this season, and when there are mistakes that happen and defensive coverage into play, whatever, the Sharks of yesteryear, you'd look at it and say, well, this team is rough and maybe they're not getting better. I do feel like that mistakes here in 2025-6, they're almost a good thing to happen. I say that because it's a learning experience, and the young players, if there is a situation that they get to gain from and learn from, that they'll be better for it next time around.
Yeah, for sure.
How do you see that?
And especially when you're in tight games, right? And it's usually a play here or there that
Right.
ends up costing you the game. That's pretty much in every sport. So it's good to go through these experiences when it's 3-2, we're up, with 6 minutes left, and how to play in that situation is critical for us to win long term and have success for many years to come. And whether that's 4-2, 3-2, last game it was 5-2, we gave up a goal. Probably last year we even heels on our more, and next thing you know it's 5-4.
Right.
So those are the moments that, as a coach, that I'm looking at is, are we learning through those experiences? Is it perfect right now? No, but I think we've made some strides.